Everyone, it's Krista here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You can always check out your Moon and Rising sign readings in addition to your Sun sign reading for additional clarity for the week, or in case your Sun sign reading isn't resonating with you for any reason. This is for the week of October 3rd through October 10th. Thank you for your patience in the late upload. I've been very busy at work, but I am trying to keep these to Tuesdays, so thanks for your patience. We are using the Healing with the Angels Oracle for our main spread today. I'm going to be focusing on healing tarot questions this week. And then as always, we'll be drawing additional message cards from each of the other decks, this week being the medicine cards, and of course the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. This is a general reading for your sign. So whatever is most prominent in your life this week, Capricorn, I encourage you to take these messages and apply them too. And hopefully you find them helpful and healing. So what does Capricorn need to know about healing this week? Those are three. Looking for one, maximum two more jumpers. Looks like something astounding awaits you this week, depending on what you've been asking for. I'm just getting a little snapshot of what's going on here with all the cards. Very probably something that you've been wishing for or anticipating or wanting very strongly in your life, whether you are in control of that outcome or not, whether that's the result of your direct influence or not. This week, Capricorn, it looks like something is occurring here in your best interests, to your higher self. And I think the point this week could be about keeping your heart open, anticipating positive outcomes, anticipating beauty and joy, and ultimately getting something more probably than not that's positive and uplifting regarding your emotions, your psychology, your sensuality, or your creative expressive self. This could have to do with a relationship, of course, with another human being or an animal. But ultimately what's occurring, even if it's an expression, has to begin within. So something very lovely and uplifting could be happening for you. I think that your only motivation this week around that answered prayer, for example, would to be with regard to accepting it. Okay, there could be some, and maybe this is subconscious, there could be some resistance to something appearing or acting as though it were an actual miracle in your life for whatever reason. This is non-judgmental, but perhaps you could have been expecting the worst, for example. And you're not unique that way, right? A lot of us do this with regard to this outcome. Or perhaps you don't think you deserve it, or whatever story you've been telling yourself around this theme this week about getting something that will feel miraculous and healing ultimately for you, or something that feels like a prayer has been answered for you, even if you weren't conscious of it, right? Even if it was in the back of your mind, or the result of it is what leads you to appreciating that it's a miracle or an answered prayer, as opposed to you anticipating that answered prayer type of thing. It looks like faith and trust is going to be absolutely necessary in not only bringing this about, but in accepting the wellness that is coming your way, because that is up to you, right? Lots of things are happening around us and we can only affect so much, understood, but you have control over your thoughts and your feelings, and this week you're being asked to trust in the process. Trust that something beautiful does await you, that a beautiful outcome does await you, including an answered prayer of some sort. So that's what I'm getting here with all these cards together. Let's look at these one by one. Trust is in your central position. Of course, this represents you. We're looking at a judgment card here. This is akin to the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, of course, with the judgment card. This is essentially seeing two sides of the coin, knowing that all elements of a process are necessary, and just being available, being aware and ready to receive is your job this week, Capricorn, according to these cards, because there is a lot of beauty occurring around you. I think it's just sort of waiting for a home here. So, of course, another way to frame trust would be to say faith, to have faith in yourself, that this is possible or achievable, or that you deserve it, or that it's important for this phase to play out. And no matter how small it looks to someone else, for example, that's not what this is about. It's how it feels to you. So something that could be behaving like a miracle in your life could look silly or petty to someone else. That's not important. And if they have anything to say about that, that's not important either. It's how you feel, and it's about your faith. So keep the faith here in yourself. Keep the faith regarding miracles and answered prayers here, Capricorn. Really, really important that you do this, because this needs a place to reside, right? It needs to reside in your heart. You've done the mind work. You've done the calculations. You've maybe even put it out there and released it, which is fantastic. That's part of, saying a prayer. That's part of asking for what you truly need, and then you just have to let it go. You have to let it form itself by being clear. So now is the phase where you need to trust that it is occurring for you, because in the influence to the current position is new beginnings, and this is something that is available to you, right? I mean, she's facing a bright future, her bouquet of flowers. This is something fresh and new, very uplifting. It could even take you by surprise. Like I said, perhaps you didn't realize you were looking for this. Perhaps this was a subconscious yearning, or a subconscious expression or project or prayer even, which, it's maybe doesn't sound logical, but this is sometimes how we say prayers. We have this notion of how things should be or shouldn't be, and this is the narrative that we convince ourselves of. So somewhere along the line, you were convinced here that something amazing will happen for you. Something will be solved. A prayer will be answered here. And now this week is just saying, around this healing concern, you have to trust and have faith in the process, that this is a new beginning for you, particularly if it feels, it could come with a great feeling of relief and joy, obviously, and this could be a large part of it. However, sometimes with new things, it can be, sweep us off our feet is how I'm trying to phrase it, but it can sort of unsettle things a little bit, even be a little uncomfortable on some level. But recognize here that discomfort is more than likely temporary. and it's in process of something much larger here, and that all growth, all personal growth includes some level of newness, right? In order to take the next step into something else, even if we've mastered what we've just come out of, the step into something new, it's new on purpose, and you're supposed to develop there and feel a little fresh and feel a little green. So recognize that this is part of the process, okay? And try not to get caught up in, being new at something, or trying something new, or even thinking in a new way, or believing or behaving in a new way here. That instead of meeting that perhaps with, revulsion or even a little bit of trepidation, there could be an element of excitement around that, okay? Like, this is new and exciting, and a new beginning awaits you. Something better than what you already had is coming your way, even if what you already have was fantastic, or you were so settled and secure and, like I mentioned, even mastered what had already been. So maybe there's a level of excitement here that could help propel you toward accepting an answered prayer here, because faith, again, reading trust as judgment or even faith, okay? And the practice of trust, of course, is faith that things will work out, or you'll be healed, or you'll figure it out, or things will arrive at the right time, etc. Okay, so it's important to trust in the timing here, but ultimately to trust in yourself that you can accept this and that you can learn this new way, or that you can adopt this new way, okay? Because before too long, that'll become habit and old school, and you'll master that before too long as well. Have faith in yourself that you can master this new outcome. So answered prayer was in your probable outcome, and of course harmony jumped out with it. So this is the influence to answered prayer. So answered prayer being the probable outcome, and again, I'm briefly going to glance at miracles here as the general energy for the week, and we'll look at this in detail in a moment. But we're looking at issues of, new beginnings, miracles, answered prayer. Something really is trying to make itself known in your world in terms of a new world, okay? A new outcome that you hadn't lived or behaved or even spoken about before, whether or not you've been conscious of it. Sometimes we see, our actions are prayerful, or the conversations we have, or the meditations that we have, and we don't even know what design they're about to take, because you're not perhaps even putting a name or a face to a particular outcome. You're just saying, healing, or reconciliation, or personal growth. However you're relating to this, the outcome will appear and feel as though it's been a prayer answered here. And like I said, if it does come as a surprise in some level, just recognize that was your subconscious working on that. And here with harmony, we're looking at Libran influence anytime we're looking at the scales or harmony in general. So there could be Libran influence, whether an actual Libra in your life, or of course anyone having to do with issues of justice. So again, we're looking here at trust. We're looking at two levels, or day and night. We're looking at faith. And then here with justice, obviously, and then anything regarding Venusian influence. So the arts, beauty, femininity, receptivity, love, beauty, joy, happiness, communication, things that are art in general, things that are related to the ruling planet of Libra, being Venus. This could also, just technically speaking, Venus does also rule Taurus, so there could be a Taurus involved, or Taurus influences as well. And we're still looking, of course, at the arts and at vocal expression here this week for you. You could be singing the praises of somebody, or you could be finding yourself even singing this week, kind of out of nowhere, and just feeling beautiful about it, and not giving it a whole lot of thought, or even indeed if you do give it a whole lot of thought, put it away. It's soul, right? You're experiencing soul release this week. So if you do find yourself singing this week, beautiful, continue it. It's glorious. It's a sense of the divine, it's divinity. And it will ultimately feel like an answered prayer here. It could just very well be, by and large, for you, Capricorn, feel like a release this week. Something was lifted from your shoulders. You've been able to release something, or you're being asked to release something here. And the release of it, having faith in the process of releasing this, makes room for something beautiful and new for you, and its outcome will feel like an answered prayer. So it's beautiful no matter which way you look at this. And here with miracles being the general energy, this is touching on all the cards here. This is where I'm just seeing that something greater than what you had even anticipated. Even if you had anticipated all of this and you knew exactly what the prayer was and you had the faith and yeah, you're having this answered prayer moment, it could even take your breath away, okay? It could even be so uplifting or overwhelming or touch you in a way that you hadn't anticipated you would feel about it. The miracle could itself be a reconciliation with a part of yourself, with another member of your family, or with a member of the community. Here we have fox, we have camouflage. Just beware here that you're not trying to skip around something, okay? It might even be old patterns of behavior, trying to get around something, even answering a very simple question this week, whether it's you asking the question or someone else. You might even be, like I said, this could take you out of a sense of a comfort zone this week, and you could feel uncomfortable with that. Please recall, though, that that's very natural, that in a new environment, circumstance, theme, or even behavior, you could feel as though somehow, you know, it's fraudulent somehow, or it's, you know, where is this coming from? This is so new to me. If any of that is sort of circulating in your mind or heart this week, just remember that this is, it is true. There is no ill intent, and there's no need to camouflage. There's no need to try to be something you're not, or try to behave in a way here that goes against this new theme, this new healing process for you. It could just be that it's more comfortable where you were previously, and that's the nature of the beast, right? I mean, all of us can do that. So stay cognizant of these new changes and recognize, of course, that before too long they'll become old school and old hat, and you'll be an expert at what you are now drawing in to your world, being miracles and answered prayer here, and if not a newfound faith, certainly an elevated one. Here with Round and Round, we're looking at meta issues of cycles. We're looking at possible reincarnation, but we're looking at something that started out small and getting much, much larger for yourself here. So this is the growth, a karmic growth even, regarding this theme in your life. So it just appears as though it's the right time for these things to be happening for you. I don't think you're going to be overly surprised by any of this. I think what, like I said, might take you a little bit by surprise is a possible resistance to it. But again, try to have a laugh at that. Remember, that's the human condition, and keep going the way you're going toward this new beginning, an answered prayer. Treat everything possible this week that you can as a miracle, including your breath, okay? If you have to start small, your breath is a miracle, waking up is a miracle, having love in your life is a miracle, having your health, okay? And then build upon those things, and everything will seem fresh and new and brilliant for you. And Capricorn, if you find yourself singing this week, keep it up. Keep singing. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your voice. Enjoy expression. Dance if you can. This is all part and parcel of this new beginning for you. So I'm excited for you. It's a beautiful reading. If you have a second, let me know how it works out for you in the comments below. And if you're not already, subscribe to my channel, because I upload videos for your sign every single week. So until we meet next time, Capricorn, take good care. Bye for now.